everybody's Did everybody see the note in the email today that the bottom of the one page should be changed from faith to life? Just wanted to make sure that everybody caught that note. Sorry for that error. That was my mistake.
No problem. Thanks, Brandy.
The explanation or the description of it is correct. It's just the word.
Just the heading.
Just the title.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you draw it out, if you haven't changed it and you draw it out of your bag, you'll see when you look at the full description that something's not right.
There he is. Hi, Gary. It's good to see you.
Hi, Gary.
You're muted.
I was muted. Got caught.
Our
Hello.
producer has an assistant tonight.
She's pretty smart too.
Mhm.
Keeping him on his toes.
Yes.
Good to have some brains behind the organization there.
That's right.
All right, well, I think we're going to get started here and we'll just let people jump in as they are able to join us. So first of all, my name is Rhonda Italiano and I am joined tonight by Chris Italiano, who is doing the producing, and Wanda Horner Carlson is doing the service with me. So the two of us are here presenting for you tonight. If you are just joining us, please do take just a minute to cut the strips of paper apart that came in your holiday bag. All of the powers came in those Christmas bags along with the other holiday supplies. So if you haven't cut those apart yet, please do that now and put those in a bowl or some kind of a container so that you have those handy. While everyone is madly cutting away, I wanted to just make sure you know that we are recording this. So if someone is not able to join us, they are able to watch the service later. All right. So we are going to start off with an explanation that I got out of Charles Fillmore's book, The 12 Powers of Man. I want to read just a little bit of this to you, and then we will move on to our meditation. So the way that Charles Fillmore explains the 12 powers, they're sort of like department heads in a business, and you set off the manager of maintenance, or you send off the manager of finance, or you send off the manager of whatever you need in order to take care of the task at hand. So if you need help sort of understanding the overall idea there, that's what Charles is getting at here. So I've reworded this a little bit just to update the language, but this is from Charles. The subconscious realm in humankind has 12 great centers of action, with 12 presiding egos or identities. When Jesus had attained a certain soul development, he called his 12 apostles to him. This means that when we are developing out of mere personal consciousness into spiritual consciousness, we begin to train deeper and larger powers. We send our thoughts down to the inner centers of our organisms, and through our word, quicken them to life. Where before our powers have worked in the personal, now they begin to expand and work in the universal. So rather than just working in our own little corner of the world, by the words that we speak, we send the words out to go and use the energies in the universe rather than just what we have right at our fingertips. So that is just a little bit about how Charles originally envisioned the 12 powers. Sometimes Charles's language, well, we all know he was absolutely brilliant. The language can be a little bit difficult. So several authors have come up with different titles to sort of explain or expand on the 12 powers. I have one, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it's called How to Use Your 12 Gifts from God, and it's written by William Wark. So if you want to learn more about the 12 powers, but the language that Charles uses is a little bit difficult for you, you might want to check that out. And I think Wanda has some more that she found on her bookshelf as well.
Yes, I have. This one it's called Divine Audacity and is by Linda Martella Winsett. And she is actually the vice president of Silent Unity currently. And I really like this one. I have attended and taught classes on this one. Instead of calling them powers, she calls them light, which gives it just a little bit different feel. And she gives real world examples, either from her life or from people that she's close with. So I really like that one. Another one is Power Up, which is by Paul Hasselbeck and Cher Holton, who are both Unity ministers. Reverend Hasselbeck used to be one of the executives at Unity Village. Again, a very deep dive into it in more modern language. And he goes through and gives you an activity for each one. And this is actually when I took the 12 Powers class through Unity Institute. This is the book that they used. And another one that I honestly don't remember where I got this, but I've obviously used it for a class or something because I have a lot of little tags and highlighting. And it is 12 Powers in You. And it is also written by David and Gay Williamson, who are Unity ministers as well. And it just does a little bit, it's a lot thicker. It's a much more deep dive into it, but it is, again, a more modern book, if anybody's interested in that.
Wonderful, thank you.
Mhm.
Rhonda, what was the name of yours again?
Um,
I'll type it in the chat here.
Sure.
How
12
to use your 12 gifts from God.
Thank you.
Mhm. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to Wanda again.
All right. Hello, everyone. Great to see you all here. At this point, we're going to do the daily word, because today's word, like often happens, it fits in with today's theme. First of all, I would like to just start with, I know probably several of you have gotten the same alert in the last half hour, 45 minutes on your phone that I got, that there is a 1-year-old in Minneapolis that a carjacking, and the little guy was in the back seat. And as the last time I checked a few minutes ago, they still not found him. So I just want to uphold him and his family, and for a safe resolution. His name is Ray Ray. How cute is that? And he is 1 year old. So we'll just say a quick prayer. Sweet Spirit, we ask that you hold little Ray Ray in the palm of your hand, knowing that you will protect him, help him to be calm, and know that the adults are looking for him and that he will return back to his family safe and sound, and give as much calmness and order as possible to his family as they go through this experience. And we see a positive outcome, and we say thank you in advance for returning Ray Ray to his family. So it is. All right, and today's daily word for Friday, January 7th is self-care. I honor God when I take care of myself. There are so many ways that I can use my life to honor God. I can serve, give generously of my time and talent and treasure, reach out in compassion to those who are hurting. In fact, sometimes I focus so intently on what I have to do and give in ways that I serve others that I don't take enough time to make myself a priority. But all the ways that I can care for myself with rest, nutrition, quiet moments, family and friends, doing my favorite fun things are not only good for my physical and emotional health, but they nurture my spiritual health too. The more I care for myself, the more beautifully and completely I realize my divine nature, and the more I fully can be the hands and the heart of God into the world. Renewed and refreshed, I shine the light of God wherever I go. And from 1 Corinthians 3:16, do you not know that when you are in God's temple and God's spirit dwells within you? And now I invite you to get comfortable and relax as we move into meditation. Just breathe and consciously relax from head to toe. Feel a warm, glowing light move from your head through your body all the way down to your feet and toes. As you breathe in, imagine God energy entering your body. And as you exhale, imagine all that does not serve you right now is leaving your body. Let it go. Let it leave. And again, breathe in God energy. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you. Now imagine in your mind that your mind is a fertile garden. And today you are planting seeds. What will you grow? What will you manifest in 2022? Begin to make a mental wish list. What do you want to create? Now we'll pause in the silence as you think of your mental wish list for 2022. Now again, breathe in God energy. Exhale what no longer serves you. Now, bring your wish list to a close, but only for now. Remember that you can return to it, add, subtract, and do what serves you best at any time. Give thanks and confidently express gratitude for an answered prayer. And so it is.
Awesome. Thank you. I feel like we should have a stretch after that just to bring ourselves back, make sure we're awake and in the moment.
Warm.
Yes, warm. I saw Candy that it was 7 degrees where she is and the heat in her building is not working. So we'll send you warm thoughts, Candy.
Yes.
You know what, when we close, if people could remember us tonight, there's about 110 of us in this building. We're all seniors and people with disabilities.
Oh my
So, and we have no heat. So it's broken.
My, and what state are you in, Candy?
We're in Michigan, right in the center of Michigan, Mount Pleasant, but they have been working on it for quite a long time. So
All right.
you can remember us. Thank you.
All right. Yes, so we are awake, we are excited, we're here, we are heated from within. If you have not put your 12 powers in any kind of a container yet, you'll want to do that because it's time to draw your power and to see what you're going to be working on for 2022. When we're gathering in person, I usually have someone do a drum roll at this point. And I just dropped one on the floor, so I bet that's the one I'm supposed to pick. I'm going to turn off my camera while I pick it up. There we go. All right, so you got your power. Go ahead and look, see what you drew this year. All right. Everybody got a power? All set? All right, so here's how this is going to go. Wanda and I are going to read the power as it is listed on the slip of paper that you drew. So we will read this. If you drew that power, you're welcome to read with us in the privacy of your own home. No one else is going to hear you anyway. So you're welcome to read with us. We will read the slip of paper, and then we will read a description that we have that goes into a little bit more detail about what each power means. So just keep your power handy so you don't lose your opportunity to read it out loud. So Wanda is going to do the first 6 and I will do the last 6. So I'm going to let her take over.
Thanks, Rhonda. All right. If you drew faith as your power, raise your hand. All right. I see Mary. All right. Excellent. And faith is my ability to say yes to God and good. Faith draws my good from the invisible to the visible. I claim faith. The power of faith is the power to make the possible real. It helps us to look at past appearances of lack, limitation, or difficulty and take a hold of the divine idea and believe in, even though we cannot see any evidence except in our own mind. We begin with hope, a wistful longing, and we move to blind faith and instinctive trust in the divine, and then on to an understanding faith, which is based on immutable principle. We come to know that as we think, speak, and act with faith, our intentions can manifest. All right, and the second one is strength. And I had that one. All right, I see Karen, I see a couple people. All right, strength. Strength is my ability to be still. Strength allows me to stick with divine ideas. Strength is my patience, tolerance, steadfastness, and balance. I claim strength. Strength. Our bodies have the capacity for physical strength. Mental strength is our ability to focus on, to be focused, disciplined. Spiritual strength is our capacity to stand undaunted in the midst of shifting circumstances, to act courageously, and to stay on course. The strength of a peaceful warrior can be our goal. One who has physical, mental, and spiritual strength, but with enough courage to remain inward and outwardly peaceful in all circumstances. All right, and the next one is judgment. I don't see any hands for judgment, but we will still read it. Judgment is my ability to discern, evaluate, and make decisions. Judgment allows divine wisdom to flow through me. I claim judgment. Judgment does not mean being judgmental, but rather discerning. With this power, we wisely discern the truth. We make judgments or decisions according to the divine guidance received. Questions can percolate within, underneath consciousness thinking, until the meaning arises naturally through this spiritual power of judgment. All right, and next is love. Do we have anyone that had love? All right. Excellent. Love is my ability to know oneness with all. Love is my ability to desire that only good come to all. Love harmonizes. I claim love. Love is the harmonizing power of the universe. It is gravity, the force that draws us together with the earth and with one another. Fillmore said, love is the drawing power of the mind. Understanding this is understanding the law of attraction, which is based upon the principle and the power of love. Love is the power of magnetism, harmony, and unity. Colossians 3:14 says, above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. All right, and the next one is power. Do we have any powered people? All right, I see Gary waving. Excellent. All right, power. Power is my ability to change and build consciousness. Power is my ability to choose thoughts and feelings. Power is my ability to transform energy from one plane to another. I claim power. Matthew 28:18 says, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. God is power, and we are expressions of that power. We have the power to concentrate our focus. We have the power of self-mastery, guiding our thoughts, words, and actions in alignment with the divine. We have the power of spiritual authority, radiating the divine presence. Silently know, I am a tower of power. And number 6 is imagination. Right, I see Don's hand. All right, imagination. That is my ability to give shape and form to unformed mental energy. Imagination is vision beyond appearance. I claim imagination. With imagination, we can travel around the world instantly. We can bring peace to the world. We can assert wholeness for a sick person, and we can celebrate success before we have begun. We can accomplish the impossible. With imagination, we can revise our past experiences as well as create an ideal future. Imagination is our power of conception, vision, and embodiment. Imagination helps us to realize our purpose and our dreams.
Next, we have understanding. Who drew that power? Wave your hand. All right, I see Rebecca, and I see Kathleen, and I see Kathy. Awesome. All right, so let's read this one together. Understanding is my ability to know that God stands under all things. Understanding is my knowing how to accomplish. Understanding is knowing with my heart. I claim understanding. Understanding is the power of comprehension, realization, and insight. Through the power of understanding, we comprehend connections between our thoughts and feelings, between our beliefs and truth. Through the power of understanding, we experience greater realization of ourselves, others, and the divine. We gain deeper insights into truth. When we have understanding, we experience deeper compassion for all. Next, we have will. Who drew that one? I got that one this year. Am I all by myself? No one else got will. All right, then it's a good thing I'm reading this one, huh? Will is my ability to be willing toward God. Will is always seeking the good for all. Will is my directive power that determines character formation. I claim will. Will is the executive faculty of the mind. I like to say there is only one will, divine will, and our will is one with that will. We can choose not to align with it or express it, thus becoming willful, or we can choose to align and open ourselves and become willing. Willingness is a state of allowing, a cooperation with the divine flow. My will is thy will, and I am willing. Next, we have order. Who drew order this year? All right, Derlinda, Brandy, Gretchen, did I miss anyone? No? All right, so let's read this one together. Order. Order is my ability to develop consciousness in proper sequence, mind, body, and affairs. Order is my judgment and harmony in health, illumination, and prosperity. Order is my ability to keep God first in my continuous development. I claim order. Because of the great order of which we are a part, we can feel comforted that all is in divine order. This power within us allows us to organize our lives and adjust to conditions. It is our evolving progress or growth. It helps us to adjust our mindset or correct a course of action. By the power of order, awakened to an ever unfolding consciousness, we follow the clear path toward a more enlightened future. Next on the list is Zeal. Who drew Zeal? Anybody got that one? I see Christine, I see Cindy, I see Noel. Is that everybody? All right, so let's read this one together. Zeal. Zeal is my ability to move forward through spiritual motivation. Zeal results in my enthusiasm and joy. Zeal is my affirmative impulse of existence. I claim zeal. Charles Fillmore said, zeal is intensity, ardor, and enthusiasm, the inward fire of the soul that urges humankind onward, regardless of the intellectual mind of caution and conservatism. Zeal is exuberance and pure joy. It is beyond happiness, rooted in the beating heart of the universe, that which is beneath or behind all energy. Zeal is enthusiasm and optimism and eagerness for life to express fully. The most famous affirmation of the Fillmores, written when he was in the 90s, is, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the work that ought to be done by me. If that's what Charles had to say in his 90s, I don't think any of us has any excuses, right? All right. Next, we have renunciation. Did anyone draw renunciation? Chris and Moira. Is that it? All right, guys, here we go. Are you ready? Renunciation. Renunciation is my ability to give a no response to the untrue and undesirable. Renunciation helps me eliminate errors and expand good. Renunciation is to release and forgive as well as to let go of old thoughts. I claim renunciation. Chris do renunciation. I don't know. I think I might be hearing the word no a lot more in our house. We'll see. He looks pretty happy about that. All right. And the last power on our list is life. Who drew life? Anyone get that one this year? All right, Natalie. Anyone else? Is Natalie all by herself? All right. We'll be with you in spirit, Natalie. Here we go. Are you ready? Life is my ability to mend, restore, and draw upon the living Christ for all life functions. Life is my progress, attainment, and mastery. I claim life. Fillmore said, the first step in the realization of life is always to know that God is life, abundant, omnipresent, eternal, and the second step is to make positive connection with God life by declaring oneness with it. God is abundant, omnipresent life, and I am one with God. The life force is everywhere present, and we are one with it. It expresses through us as vitality, as divine presence, as vibrant energy. Each day affirm life for all the areas of your life that need more of the life force, whether it's your body, your finances, your relationships, whatever it is, greater life is the answer. So we have these 12 gifts, these 12 abilities, these 12 powers, whatever you want to call them. And no matter which power you drew this year, that might be one that you're going to emphasize or focus on more than the others. But please realize that you do need all of them. You will use them throughout the year, no matter which one you drew out of the bucket this year. And it's interesting to think about the challenges that come up for us and think about what power we might want to send out to deal with that situation. Remember that according to Charles, these 12 powers are like 12 managers in a company, and you're the CEO. So you decide which manager you're going to send out to do which job. So I like to think about the different challenges or the things that are coming up in my life and think about which power I need to call forward. Remember that this is about our words. This is about us using the power of our voice to say, all right, I'm going to send this ability out to go do this thing. So those are the 12 powers according to Charles. And we have a moment now to just sort of breathe. Think about the power that you drew. Think about how it might be helpful to you. Think about how you might use the power of your voice to send that gift, that ability out into the world to work for you. And while you're calling that to mind, I am going to ask Wanda to lead us in the blessing of our offering.
All right. As we all have our powers at the forefront of our minds of what we drew this year, we also want to be grateful for all the flow in and out of our own personal lives as well as Unity North. And so I invite you to hold your tithe or your love offering that you would be giving to the center. Hold it within your heart and mind this evening. And together, let's do the offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful.
Awesome. And we are going to close with the prayer for protection. So if you would please say that with me. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. The power of God protects us. I am the presence of God. So think about those words that you just said. Sometimes we repeat these prayers. We have these things that we say over and over again, and we forget what they mean. We've just been talking about sending out the power of our words to go and accomplish things out in the universe. So think about those words in the prayer for protection. Think about how that might work for you. Think about using the power of your voice to go out and accomplish things. All right. So that is all we have for tonight. You're welcome to stay on for a few minutes if you would like to visit. How's everybody doing?
I'm going to stop the recording 1 second.